Buddy. Good morning, and how are you doing today? So I was on a podcast. Well, I wasn't on the podcast. I was listening to a podcast yesterday morning, as I often do. And the person that was talking, it was a really interesting discussion. It was basically the question of, do we have to love what we do to be successful? And he was framing it in a certain way. I'm going to frame it slightly different. My name is Karen. I help ambitious, heart-driven entrepreneurs to get more yeses in their business. So the question, do we need to love what we do to be successful in life or in business? So the question was answered on this podcast I was on that I was listening to yesterday. And what he basically said was, no, we don't have to love what we're doing. We don't have to love anything we're doing, but we have to bring love to it. And I kind of sort of love that, because not just in business, he was talking specifically in business. I know our own businesses at that, but I think this is true in life. I think this is just true in life. So we don't have to love our boss. We don't. Most of us don't, actually. Some of us do. And I applaud those that do. It makes life so much easier. But a lot of us don't love our bosses. We grouse about them a lot. We might fear them. We're angry at them because they will do this, they won't do that, what have you. But most of us don't love our bosses. So we can bring love to the situation. We don't have to love the person that we're talking to, but we can bring love, the emotion of love, to the situation. So if we're going in to talk to our boss about fill in the blank, can we find a time in our life when we were talking to somebody about something and we felt love? Can we bring that to the situation? It's an interesting concept, because I remember when I was working full time, I would have probably said, given my boss, no. But is that true? And wouldn't it have made my life easier to have done that? Now, my boss might not, depending on the boss that I had, and I can think of a couple offhand, they may totally have not responded. Or maybe they would have. Maybe they would have felt the energy of love in the room. And maybe that would have softened them. Same thing is true with difficult friends, difficult family. Who here doesn't have someone in their life who's just a little bit tough? Or maybe not tough. Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe it's difficult to get what you want. Even if it's like, let's get together for dinner. They're always busy. They're off doing something. We could bring love to that situation. Okay, cool. No problem. And in your heart, bless them. Or we could feel hurt. We could feel angry. We could feel dejected. The interesting thing about that, and I learned this, oh gosh, God, maybe a year ago. I'm a slow learner sometimes. Is that people really do feel it. I was really under the impression, it kind of boggles my mind now, but I was really under the impression that as long as I said the right things with the right modulation in my voice, that no one would know that I'm angry, that I'm hurt, that I'm dejected, that I'm whatever. I thought it was my little secret. Not so much. How is this landing for people either who are here live or on replay? How is this sitting for you? Have you found this to be true in your own life, that what comes out of your mouth, the words, even if you have the quote unquote right tone in your voice, that people could pick up on your energy? Has anyone found that to be true in their lives? So, same thing holds true in our own businesses as well. If you don't think that your prospective clients, customers, what have you, if you don't think downline, what have you, if you don't think that they can feel what's going on with you, guess again, because they 100% can. 100% can. We know when we're doing something or not doing something that our upline wants us to, and we know how they're feeling about it. We know that, don't we? Haven't you ever felt like, I don't really want to be speaking to my upline or my boss or my neighbor or whatever, because every time I get into their environment, virtual or otherwise, there's something going on. There's a feeling. Sometimes you can name the feeling, sometimes you can't. But hasn't that ever happened to you? It has happened to me more times than I can say. More times. So we come back to the question at hand now. The question that we've been talking about. Do you have to love what you're doing in life, in business, in order to be successful? If we bring love to the environment, no matter what's going on, speaking to a annoyed upline because we're doing or not doing something, speaking to an annoyed client because we're doing or not doing something, in every area of life, if we can bring love to it, opens up our heart, quiets the environment. Think about when you love someone. Isn't just the feeling softer? Would you like to be in that environment all the time, if you can? If we believe that we have destiny over our own life, even to the smallest degree, that we can shape our lives, even a little bit, you think we could possibly change the dynamics of a relationship even a little bit? But the person on the podcast went one step further that I want to share here. So yes, there are certain environments, a job, your boss, relatives. These aren't going to change. I mean, you can change your job. That is true. And a boss might change. They may go to a different job. That's true. chances are there is less control, less obvious control in a work situation, I've found, than in others. So in those situations, it's really helpful to bring love to the environment. Bless the people who bless everyone. Why not? But how about those situations that you can't change? How about it? You know, there are situations we can change, situations we can't change. The situations we can change, that we don't like, if you want to change it, I mean, this is all if you want to change. You don't have to. Truly, you don't have to change a thing. It's helpful to bring love to it. I kind of wish I would have known that years ago. Instead of bringing my best armor and kind of trying to win the day, softening myself, not making myself vulnerable, but softening the energy. I think things would have gone down a lot easier if I could have softened my energy as opposed to preparing for battle. Sometimes that just doesn't work. But if you're in a company, let's say, that for whatever reason you got into it and it's not resonating with you, you're not going any place with it, it's kind of like you're spinning your wheels, you don't want to learn anything, you don't want to go to any events, you just don't want to do anything about it, it's there, you're not loving it, you're not successful at it. You ever thought of finding something that does resonate with you? Because the reality is we have to do the work. The work is the work is the work. And we don't even have to love the work. Helpful to bring love to the work, however. But so much easier to do something that you love. Takes out that middle portion of bringing love to it. Just, I love doing this. I love sharing this with people. I love writing emails because I want, not because I love to write so much, I do. I happen to write. So writing is a thing for me. I like doing writing. But you might not be. But you love sharing about your products, whatever it is. Or you love sharing about the opportunity because from the heart you want to help and serve. You don't have to love the thing that you're doing. You don't have to love writing the post. But it'd be so helpful if you could love the product, the opportunity, the whatever, fill in the blank. It just takes the friction out. It takes the resistance out of doing it. I love sharing with you, which is why I come here every day. And I bring my A game, or I try to bring my A game. Sometimes I don't. Human being. Sometimes we fall short. And that's okay. But I'm here bringing my A game every day because I love sharing with you. I feel like an off day when I don't. I love reaching out to people. I love inviting people to this or that. because I know it'll benefit them. I know. That might not be what they need at the moment. That's cool. That's fine. No's an okay word. Or no, I'm not ready, or no, I'm busy doing it. Cool. I'm good with that. But the more I do this that I do, the more of a responsibility. I like that word. The more of a responsibility I feel to share what I have. Because what I have has changed my life. Changed my life. And I don't have a qualm about saying that. That is true. So why wouldn't I want to share what has worked so beautifully with me? Why? I'm a good person. Good people share things that work for them to make their friends' lives better. I mean, I go back to the example. If I saw a wonderful movie, wouldn't I share that? If I just ate at a magnificent restaurant and had a delicious meal, wouldn't I share that? I do all the time, actually. Why wouldn't I share about what's going on in my business, what has worked in my personal life, what I wish I would have known when I was still working a 9 to 5? So maybe somebody else who's still working their 9 to 5 could get an insight and go, oh, maybe I'll try that. Maybe it'll make my day go down easier. Maybe it'll make my relationship with my boss a little bit better, my coworkers a little bit better. The workday goes down so much easier. Something else I wish I would have known. The workday goes down so much easier when we're in collaboration with each other, as opposed to, I actually did know this, as a matter of fact. Having issues, right? The day just goes down easier when we're in love. Not in love with, but in love, when we feel love. The day goes down easier. When we're heart-centered, as opposed to maybe head-centered. I'd love to know what your thoughts are around this, because it's something I keep working through, and I'd love to know your thoughts. So that's it for today. Get on my mailing list. Cool stuff is coming down the pike. I can't wait. This kind of stuff will change I'm not going to say will, because I don't have a crystal ball. This kind of stuff could easily change your business. But you have to be on my mailing list. On my mailing list, you're the first ones to know, and that could be helpful. So you have a great day. Hop on to Karen at KarenBromberg.com, and I will see you again. And if you gained any kind of value from this, pass it on. Tell your friends. Have a great day. Bye.